This is my Lamborghini Gallardo, which looks like this after I put it into a ditch.
Oh no.
Matt Armstrong is a 32-year-old self-taught mechanic from Leicester with over 6.3 million YouTube subscribers. He rebuilds cars that insurers have written off, that manufacturers have blacklisted, and that most professionals would walk away from. In the span of a few months, he ran into walls with two of the most exclusive automotive brands in the world. And then, without warning, the CEO of a third one made a public statement that described everything Matt does, without ever knowing his name. Bugatti's conflict with Matt began in October 2025, when he flew to Miami to help a content creator named Alex Gonzalez. Alex had purchased his own wrecked Bugatti Chiron per Sportback from a Copart salvage auction after a serious crash. The front end was destroyed, the airbags had deployed, the gearbox housing was cracked, and the carbon fiber monocoque had sustained impact damage. Insurance had quoted $1.7 million to repair it. Alex passed on that, bought the wreck instead, and called Matt. What neither of them knew at the time was that Bugatti had already moved. The manufacturer had locked the car's VIN in its dealer network, meaning no authorized dealership anywhere in the world would supply parts for that chassis. The car was effectively blacklisted. Bugatti's reasoning was straightforward. The Chiron Per Sport is not a car that tolerates improvisation. It runs a quad-turbocharged 8-liter W16 engine producing 1,500 horsepower. The carbon fiber monocoque is not a body panel sitting over a separate frame. It is the frame. Every system in the car runs through or around it. Bugatti's position was that a private workshop, operating without access to the original build data or factory tooling, could not return one to a safe, roadworthy condition. This wasn't a question of willingness. It was a question of whether it was physically possible to do correctly. Matt decided to find out. As the rebuild videos began pulling millions of views, Bugatti CEO Mate Rimac responded publicly, in an Instagram video that reached 6.8 million views in 4 days. Mate addressed specific claims that had surfaced online, including suggestions that Bugatti components could be sourced cheaply or replicated with a 3D printer. He said it wasn't possible. The gearbox, monocoque, and headlights were all too far gone. He described cold weather testing of a Bugatti model where the dashboard leather stiffened enough at -20 degrees to prevent airbag deployment, a problem that required a full manufacturing process change to resolve. That was exactly the kind of detail an independent rebuild would never catch. Mate added that he respected Matt's work and had even messaged Alex directly, offering to help find a cost-effective repair path and confirming the car had been temporarily unblacklisted while discussions were open. Alex declined. The project continued without factory support. With no parts available through official channels, Matt's team 3D scanned a broken engine mount bracket, converted it to a CAD file, and had a replacement CNC machined from scratch. A damaged coolant overflow pipe was repaired using a section of rigid brake hose. A specialist fabricator built a completely bespoke exhaust. By March 2026, the front and rear halves of the Chiron had been reunited using 14 titanium bolts. Matt reconnected the coolant lines, the fuel system, the intercoolers, and the ECU, and fired the engine for the first time since the crash. While the Bugatti build was still running, Ferrari opened a second front. Matt had purchased a wrecked Ferrari 296 GTB for £100,000. When he attempted to start it, the car displayed one message on its screen: hybrid system failure. Go to the dealer. He replaced components, ran diagnostics, and could not clear the fault. The problem sat inside the hybrid battery controller module, a unit that couldn't be accessed, reprogrammed, or replaced without Ferrari's direct involvement. Ferrari told Matt the car needed to go to a certified body shop for inspection before they would engage with the repair at all. By that point, Matt had already fitted several components from the track-only Ferrari 296 Challenge to the road car, which left him with very little leverage when it came to asking the manufacturer for cooperation. He sent Ferrari an email and waited. Ferrari and Bugatti weren't coordinating against Matt. They didn't need to. Their systems had been built to produce exactly this outcome, and Matt had run into both of them within months of each other. While those two situations remained unresolved, Lamborghini stayed completely silent. No blocked VINs. No response videos. no legal correspondence. And then, from Sant'Agata Bolognese, its CEO made a statement that reframed everything. Stefan Winkelmann had been making headlines for a different reason. In February 2026, Lamborghini formally canceled the Lanzador, a 1,341 horsepower electric GT car announced in 2023 with a price tag of around $300,000 and a planned 2029 launch. Stefan said the decision came after more than a year of internal review, customer feedback, dealer consultations, and global market data. Demand for a fully electric Lamborghini, among the brand's actual buyers, was close to zero. He went further. Pushing ahead with full EV development in the face of that reality would be, in his words, financially irresponsible, not just toward shareholders, but toward customers and every employee at the company. Lamborghini had just delivered 10,747 cars in 2025, crossing the 10,000-unit threshold for the third consecutive year. Revenue reached 3.2 billion euros. The Revuelto, the Urus SE, and the new Temerario, all hybrids built around internal combustion engines, were selling at record levels. Stefan was standing on the strongest financial ground the brand had ever occupied. And he used it to say clearly that fully electric was not Lamborghini's direction, not now, and possibly not at any point while he was running the company. He said Lamborghini existed to fulfill a childhood dream, and that no electric motor had come close to replicating what a combustion engine delivered in terms of noise, feel, and emotional connection. For the foreseeable future, that philosophy would define every car they built. Stefan had never heard of Matt Armstrong. His statement was directed at shareholders, analysts, and a press corps trying to understand why one of the world's most profitable small-volume car manufacturers had just canceled a $300,000 flagship. But his words had landed somewhere he hadn't intended. Matt's entire channel exists because people feel exactly what Stefan described. Every car he rebuilds, every wrecked Lamborghini, smashed Ferrari, blacklisted Bugatti, runs on petrol and sound. The emotional pull Stefan was defending from a boardroom in Italy is the same pull that keeps 6.3 million people watching a mechanic in Leicester put cars back together that every expert said were finished. Stefan was describing Matt's audience without knowing it, and describing Matt without knowing who he was. Around the same time, Matt took on a separate challenge: 10 days, one Lamborghini Gallardo, and a brief from EA Sports, a need for speed to build the fastest, most visually striking version of the car possible. The Gallardo wasn't starting from stock. Matt had already converted it to rear-wheel drive and fitted a twin-turbo kit to the naturally aspirated V10, pushing output to around 800 horsepower, well above the factory figure of 522. The challenge was to take it further, visually and mechanically. The wrap took 3 full days and 2 crews. The design, white and purple with large printed graphics across both sides, had to go down in single panels, with every section aligning precisely to the next. 1 centimeter of misalignment and the image breaks. The team worked with a material that caused problems throughout. Bubbles formed, heat didn't always clear them, and the tight deadline left no margin for do-overs. The rear bumper came off to improve airflow to the engine. Road-legal racing slicks went on the rear axle, clearing the wheel arches by a margin that left very little room for error. Then the car went to RE Performance, the workshop of a tuner named Ricky, who had worked on it before. The problem at 800 horsepower had been fueling. The high-pressure pump was fine. The low-pressure pump feeding it couldn't keep up. Ricky pulled it, fitted an uprated unit with a larger diameter feed line, and spent the better part of 2 days getting it right. Matt arrived on day 10 not knowing whether the car had even been started. It was on the dyno when he walked in. Ricky ran it. The room went quiet when the figure came up. 1,001 horsepower. Nearly double the factory output from an engine that was never designed to handle it, through 2 rear wheels, on a car with no stability systems and a rear bumper still sitting in the corner of the workshop. On the road, Matt later said he couldn't fully explain what it felt like. He knew what 800 horsepower in a rear-wheel drive Gallardo felt like. What 200 more felt like through the same 2 tires on a public road was different enough that he used the word stupid 3 times in the same sentence trying to describe it. Stefan Winkelmann had publicly defended the philosophy behind Matt's entire career while doing absolutely nothing about it. Lamborghini never called, never emailed, never offered parts. The Bugatti rebuild was unfinished. The Ferrari was waiting on a reply. The Gallardo sat at 1,001 horsepower with its bumper still off. Nothing had changed practically. But the context had shifted. The CEO of the most profitable small-volume car manufacturer in the world had spent a year explaining in public, backed by record sales and a cancelled EV program, that the market for exactly these cars was not shrinking. The buyers kept coming back. And so did Matt.